This video is copyrighted, so there ain't any audio here on YouTube, but my Patreon site is 110% free. The link will be in the comment and the description down below to my Patreon site, so if you want to see the video and hear the audio and everything, you can find it there. So sorry about that, but blame YouTube for copywriting this one, and well, this was the only way for me to upload the video was without audio, so sorry for that. But like I said, it's 110% free my Patreon site, so go and check it out there. Thank you so much. What's up, my beautiful lovely people? Hope you're having an amazing morning, day, evening or night, depending on which time you are watching this. Let's see if I'm gonna react. Obviously I'm gonna react. Let's see if I'm going to regret reacting to a mainstream artist, or well, mainstream boy band. But last time I did something that was very mainstream and I called it mainstream and boring. People send me death threats, hashtag Taylor Swift. So I don't know if we have a very toxic fan base when it comes to One Direction, but if you don't agree with me, send me death threats, because this time you will regret it. Anyway, we're gonna check out apparently story of my life, because when I did a reaction video for Ask Embla, it came up here and I had this like, maybe we should do One Direction finally. Maybe we should do it. Obviously I've heard them before. I've heard Drag Me Down because I was forced to do a vocal cover of that song. And I recommend that you don't check that video out, because I didn't put any effort into it, and also I made it suck very much on purpose, because I did not enjoy that song. But here's the thing, that wasn't a bad song. It's a catchy song, but it was very boring and mainstream. And that's a problem I'm probably gonna have with One Direction. I say probably, because we have a mission here. If this song ain't the song for me, then you need to find that song for me, or songs. Because there might be something out there with One Direction that I can truly goddamn enjoy, and not call it mainstream, and not call it boring. There must be a song with One Direction that I will enjoy. But what is mainstream then? That's when you've heard a song a trillion times by different type of artists, and also when you have this, doesn't matter if we have NSYNC or Backstreet Boys or One Direction or all the other like Ed Sheeran and like all the other mainstream artists out there, they do the same formula. So we're gonna have a verse where we're gonna sing like with a little rasp, but we're also gonna do it soft, so we get like and I'm and then we're gonna have a little bridge where they're gonna go a little bit maybe up with the keys or the notes or whatever you say, but they're gonna go a little more powerful, you know, like and then every chorus is gonna go and now and they're always gonna you try to wave all the fucking notes all around them. We're gonna have another verse, bridge, chorus, but then we're gonna slow it down again, and then we are gonna have a like a middle play part where they sing a little bit, and then they're gonna do either a key rise or just repeat the chorus one more time and blast it, and then they're gonna call it a day. That's a typical mainstream song. And all I can think of when I think of mainstream music is this. Mother Earth is dying from 21 Jump Street. Wait, hang on. I'm gonna put on the audio better. Mother Earth is dying. And when it rains, means that beautiful bitch is crying. It's really not a play. I need to see this movie again, but that's what I think of when I think of mainstream music. It's always the I'm a douchebag and I'm singing like this 'cause I'm so sensitive. Alright, enough talk. I explained what I think about mainstream music, but like I said, there must be a song with One Direction that I can enjoy. Let's see if it is Story of My Life. it was not bad. It was catchy. But it's so mainstream and so boring. But you need to listen to the lyric. I will not talk about the lyric, because if I start talking about the lyric, I know that you will hate me. So we're gonna skip analyzing lyric on this one. And if somebody wanna throw things at me, feel free, but I'm gonna explain some stuff here. I guess if you look at me, you're probably guessing, you're a metalhead, you only listen to metal. That's why you don't like mainstream music. I don't listen to that much metal as you actually think. Because, trust me when I say this, there is a lot of mainstream metal. Where metal sounds the same over and over, and you've heard it so many times that it gets boring. So the first metal band I heard was Slipknot. So that's the main reason that's one of my favorite bands of all time, because it was the first one I got to hear. But here's the thing. Let's see if I can ramble up the bands that are metal that I listen to. We have Slipknot, we have Rammstein, All That Remains, Avenged Sevenfold. Is that it? Korn. I guess you can call Merlin. I don't know if you can call Merlin Manson like metal, but we're gonna include him as well. You see, that's how little I can just off the top of my head just say what I listen to that I can consider to be metal. Because every metal song you've heard the same, like you heard the same. You've heard it so many times that it becomes mainstream there as well. And that is the main reason that I like Merlin Manson so much, because name someone who sounds like Merlin Manson. And don't say Rob Zombie, because they don't sound the same. People like to compare them, but they don't sound the same. So, if you want to throw shit at me for being a metalhead, I ain't that big of a metalhead as you think. I listen to more punk than I listen to metal. If you don't know what punk is, please check it out and get introduced to a beautiful goddamn world. Anyway, so the mission here now is very, very simple. Find me a song by One Direction that you think I will truly enjoy. A song that I will never, ever say is mainstream and boring. But like I said, this wasn't bad. But it was mainstream and boring as fuck. And also, my Patreon is 110% free. Subscribe there, because sometimes YouTube doesn't allow me to upload shit here due to copyrights. I have to upload it to Patreon. And now I'm gonna start uploading either way on both Patreon and here, just to be safe, because sometimes your videos they can be up for 2 days and then they vanish. So go there, in case you don't wanna miss me being a fucking dickhead and trash talking One Direction, I guess. Or maybe next time I will just go, holy shit, what a masterpiece. So find me that song. Find me that song. Or songs. They must have more good shit. And also, maybe this ain't the right audience to say this to, but down in the description also, where you can find my Patreon, but down in the description you will find my link to my Spotify and my other YouTube account where I have my own music. And I have my next album coming out March 15, I think. Yes, March 15. But if you want to start with something calm on Spotify or on YouTube, check out the song My Life Is On Hold. That's the closest thing we can get to some mainstream boring ballads. The type of music that I'm guessing if you watch this video like. But maybe you have a broad taste of music like I do. Like, that's why I'm trying to find now. One Direction, can you give me a song that I like? Can you give me a song that I will truly enjoy, and maybe find more songs that I can enjoy. Because trust me when I say this, I listen to so many different type of music. But I look like a fucking metalhead and a dickhead. I know that. But don't judge the book by its cover. But I can judge them and say this is boring and mainstream. Anyway then, my beautiful lovely people. Don't hate me too much. But until next time, I got them love you.